Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from Jay's Rants and Reactions. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's give that chow. It's chow time.
With me while I talk about credit card debt.
Here's the makeup
again.
again.
And just tell you my numbers right off the bat. I have $22,419.
Is it good to be all this transparency about your debt and stuff and telling people that you messed up? I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing that shows people that at least you're not alone, but it's a bad thing because people are just kind of just flaunting it left and right and not really seem to do much about it.
$22,000.
It's a lot of moolah.
In total debt. That is $10,262 in just credit card debt.
Damn.
That's a lot of moolah.
In the United States, 57 to 78 people are living paycheck to paycheck. That includes all income levels. So even the people who are living in fancy houses with nice cars, who have like full salary jobs, who seem to be doing well, might actually be living paycheck to paycheck.
True.
And that makes it very easy for people then to rely on like credit cards in order to cover any of the things like basic needs or, God forbid, emergencies that come up, because they're already stretched so thin. About half of adults carry a credit card balance month to month, and the average interest rate for credit cards is 22%.
Look at that.
So, yeah. The average credit card debt is anywhere from around $6,400 to $7,300. And that's not taking into account other debt like mortgages and school loans. If you take that into account, that bumps the numbers up, depending on generation, from $10,000 all the way up to $135,000. I live in New York.
I don't know. Mortgages nowadays, at least in California, can go up to like millions. So you could be in debt in millions.
And the average credit card debt for people who are living in New York is about $8,800.
Damn.
So I guess I'm not that far off. It's not something I'm...
See, this again, they're comparing themselves to that and like, oh, I'm not that bad. No, it's bad. Debt is bad. Stop it.
...proud of. It's just, you know, when I moved to New York, I had to live on my credit card a little bit, and I eventually came up with a little bit of savings, but then I ended up having to dip into my savings in order to pay my rent, and so now I'm in credit card debt again. And as I've been paying it off in the past, I always try to make like the largest payments to the one that has the highest interest rate, and I'm also always trying to obviously not use my credit card unless I absolutely have to, but I oftentimes am weighing...
Guys, hold on. Guys, look at this chick's haircut, right?
Lesbian.
Yeah, I was like very manly. Look, it reminds me of like a Superman kind of haircut.
If the interest that I'm gaining on my brokerage account and my other investments is higher than the interest that I'm accruing from the balances sitting on my credit cards. So the actual numbers, here we go. On my Visa, I have $6,354.
Look at that.
That one has about a 9% interest rate. My investments make a higher than 9% interest rate, and so that literally has been sitting there since I moved to New York. And then I have my Discover card, which is sitting at $1,688. That one has an interest rate of, I think, 18.99%. And then I also...
Wait, her other one only has like 9% interest rate on the card? Damn. All my credit cards are like 22 something, but I don't carry balances.
also have a Care credit card, which I used to pay for medical bills for my cat recently, and then also to pay for like the medical charges for myself.
At least she's already got a cat, right, guys?
Cats, I mean, pets are part of the why people are so in debt. Like, because of the money you have to spend on your pets. It's just like a child. It's just a little bit less expensive as a child, but it's close to there. But because people rather not have children, they rather have pets. It's the same thing. We're talking about money drain wise.
And that one is sitting at...
I'm not trying to hate on pets. I love pets. I love my dog. May my honey rest in peace, you know, but
$2,220, thereabouts. I also have a loan with a very low interest rate for about $12,157. I paid just a little bit over the minimum payments on that one. Also not particularly concerned because I think that I make more in interest on my investments, but obviously I don't want to have debt in the long run. And so...
It's like she doesn't even know. She's like, I think my investments make more than this.
If you're adding it up, that comes to grand total of $10,262 in credit card debt and $22,419 in total debt. So I'm doing a no-buy month for February and March in order to rein in any excessive spending and also to try to attempt to find ways to increase my income to pay down that debt. It is not something that I feel comfortable with. It is not something that I advocate for other people. However, I do think that financial transparency, debt transparency is helpful to everybody because a lot of people are living in shame, feeling like they might be the only ones, when in reality, almost half of people...
But shame is a good thing. I don't think we should be flaunting our mishaps and our misjudgments and our, poor decision makings all over the place. I mean, yes, there's times where it matters, but for everybody to be flaunting these things out there, I just don't think it's the greatest thing.
People carry a credit card balance, and more than half of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Let's lift the stigma. Let's be kind and just try to help each other out.
Isn't that crazy, guys? Well, first of all, I'd live in shame if I had a face that looked like this. And guys, all this makeup, they look like clowns, right? Clown world. And guys, what is this? Well, everyone's doing it, so it's okay if you do it. Let's take...
Exactly why I said what I said earlier about the flaunting it on the thing. If everybody's doing it, it should be okay. No, it's not. Work on it.
Away the stigma. Guys, is that not the most 304 way to think, right?
Just like a woman.
Everyone else is severely overweight, so it's okay if I am. No! Guys, that's not how us men think. Right? We say, guys, don't do it. And you should be ashamed of yourself if you do. Look at that, guys. Look at that. This is the same mindset where they said, oh, let's take the parallel parking part out of the driver's test. Or here, let's have female cops get paid the same.
Oh, wait. They don't have parallel parking in the driver's test anymore? What? It makes sense in LA. Maybe in other states it doesn't make sense. But, man, that changes the whole test.
And just lower the standard. Guys, this is this feminine communist way to think. Absolutely insane. All this debt, guys. And guys, I'm going to do a video on all these 304s who want to move to New York. Only women want to move
New York?
Places where it's more expensive to live. Come on, man. Guys are hashtags.
Well, remember, Jay, it's also the lifestyle they want to live. They want to live that New York boss babe lifestyle.
Hashtag debt. Hashtag no buy. Hashtag budgeting. Hashtag debt-free journey. Hashtag credit guys don't pay their bills. Clown world.
I'm going to be really transparent and real raw right now. My account hit the negatives this week because I'm trying to pay off everything. I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to do it all. And I just can't. I can't do it. The reason why I can't build a savings is I need money in my account because money is always exiting my account. Because if I don't put stuff on auto pay, it's not going to get paid, bro.
Look at that.
Or if I don't pay something, I'm going to get an interest charge. And I have so much debt. That it feels like I'm just surviving and I can't pay it off sometimes, even though I have 2 jobs. I have a full-time job and a second job. And you know what?
And guys, up here it says debt transparency. I have $70,000 worth of debt. Clown world.
I'm going to become one of those TikTok pages. I'm going to become a debt payoff TikTok page, and I'm just going to reveal my financial status to everybody because it's quite embarrassing, and that's the only thing that's going to keep me accountable to making sure I pay off the debt that I have, and I have been paying it off. I've paid off at least $5,000. It was $20,000 of debt, a credit card debt specifically.
What?
I also have a car loan. I just bought the car. I shouldn't have bought a car in November, but whatever. That's another almost 35. And then I have student loans, which is like 25.
Of course you do.
Or something. And so, yeah, we're going to dive into it. We're going to get real intimate about this budget that I have that's not working because my account is in the freaking negatives and I don't make minimum wage. I make a pretty good salary. I make more than anyone that I know.
Wow.
I'm not actually, I know some people in college that make more than me. I make more than like my intimate, like close family and friends. And so I'm ashamed. I'm truly ashamed at my financial status. And I'm wondering if anyone is in the same boat as me.
A lot of women are in the same boat as you because women's spending habits are very similar to you. A lot of women love to just buy things.
You should be ashamed, right, guys?
Technically, yeah, in my opinion.
$70,000 in debt, guys. Right? Yeah.
Like, if I was in debt, I'd be a little bit ashamed that, you know, I can't pay off my debt. Like, I made too many wrong decisions with spending money. And that's what that is.
I mean, I thought that they were strong and independent, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. She's cooked. She's never going to pay this off. And guys, if you actually
At
think
70,000, it looks very unlikely to pay it off.
that her making a debt journey, because guys, everything's a journey once they mess their lives up, right? If you
True.
think that she's going to have a debt journey and pay off her credit cards, please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Clown world. Guys, she has 21 comments. It's definitely not embarrassing. It's real. This is the beginning of becoming debt-free, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Someone says, is this with your car loan and student loans? Yikes. Someone says, sigh, this ish is so draining. Look at that. She's cooked. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag debt-free journey. Hashtag financial literacy, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Hashtag debt-free transparency. Hashtag financial freedom. Hashtag financial transparency. Clown world.
So my friends really enjoyed my No Spend January, and I thought I would do more with that and add on a little bit more. And today we're going to be talking about debt transparency as a 22-year-old and my frustration with the entire credit bureau, which I feel like is a lot of people's frustration. So like, this is not just me. I'm just saying this as someone who's like freshly about to go into like the real adult world. First off, I'm gonna talk about my 3 credit cards I have, how much I owe, and sort of like what I'm gonna be doing to fix that. Because this is like the year that I like get my, you know what, together about my finances and just be more comfortable. Okay, I'm gonna start with my credit cards that I have. I have 2 credit cards with Capital One and then 1 with Discover. Discover is my oldest, so I'm gonna talk about that one first. I got this card in the fall of 2021. I got it for such a stupid reason. It was because, first off, I was making like $10 an hour at my job, making nothing, and I was going on a sorority beach trip. And I felt like I needed an extra thing of money because the girls that I went with just came from a lot more money than I did, and I felt like I needed to fit in through wealth. Definitely so silly, and poor 2021 Ansley needed some help, but ended up spending my entire limit of $500 in 1 week.
What?
Which shows you that I'm very financially irresponsible at times, and also I just needed, again, help. Since then, there was like a 6-month period where I didn't pay my bills because I was not smart and didn't really understand how the credit bureau worked. And since then, I've just been paying the minimum payments and using it like whenever I needed to in case of emergency, which only making about $30,000 a year with Disney is quite often. So right now, my balance that I owe on that is $421. Yeah, it's really not great. And I am not proud of that at all. And let this
At least it's only in the hundreds.
serve as a reminder, like, please, just like, if you're young, really think about the payments that you put on a credit card that is yours at such an early age and so quickly, because then you're stuck. Okay, the next two. I have a credit. I'm just going to do the Capital One total. How much I owe. Really? Drum roll, please. I owe $2,182.28.
Okay, I was in the thousands.
Yeah, I do. It's embarrassing how quickly I charged that card and quickly I maxed it out, essentially. And I'm still trying to like get down to a feasible number. And if you ask what my limit is on that card, one of them is $2,000 and the other one is $300. So if you do the math, you can figure out I am not in a good position financially. It truly is embarrassing. And one of them I had when I was younger and very irresponsible. But again, as you can see the total, I'm still pretty irresponsible with my money, especially credit card. And just, boy, has it just bit me right in the butt. Because now I'm officially an adult. I am moving back home and I am looking at potentially buying a home with my boyfriend. And I may not be able to because my lack of a good credit score based on these funds.
You don't have money. Well, how are you guys buying homes with no money? Like, what?
Also extremely frustrating.
Guys, let's pump the brakes.
All right, Jay.
She's moving back home, right?
Uh-huh.
Obviously.
You're a bum!
Right? Come on. You're 22 years old and you're living with your parents.
You're a bum!
Then she's saying that she's looking at potentially buying a home with her boyfriend when you can't even pay off your credit cards.
You stupid woman!
Clown world. Am I missing something here, guys? Right?
We're missing probably like 100, 200 grand worth of money somewhere for this house that they're speaking of. Like, what the freak?
Come on, man.
How we both don't have student loans, we both don't have car loans, car payments, nothing like that. And we are in the financial position that we are. Actually, I'm gonna exclude him. I'm in the financial position that I am in because of just reckless spending. Debt transparency videos, though, have been something that I have just felt a lot more hopeful with, because there are people who owe a lot more money than I do and people who owe a lot less money than I do, and we're all sort of in the same boat of like, yeah, we did it and we're gonna fix it, and it's embarrassing, but you know, it is what it is. But it like really isn't embarrassing at all. Like every single person deals with this at one point in their life, and it's just, are you gonna fix it early on, or are you just gonna continue to let it sit?
No, it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you spent above your means. You couldn't take care of the things that you were obligated to take care of. It sucks, you know. Like, you should be a little bit ashamed of yourself because you made bad decisions.
So this just like came down for me to like immaturity, lack of financial awareness.
Guys, excuses, right? Guys, I can't. She goes on for like another minute and 20 seconds. No, another 2 minutes, guys. Come on, right?
You stupid woman!
Guys, why do they talk so much? Why, dude? Why? Why? Right? It doesn't make any sense, right? All they do is talk and talk and talk and talk. Guys, all the typical excuses. I was young. I was immature. You're 22 years old. What are you talking about? She's acting like that was so long ago. Guys, these chicks honestly think that yakking into their phones is gonna somehow magically make their friggin' debt just go away.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Come on, man. And guys, there's 343 comments here. Someone says, I think people should talk about debt more often. I have $16,000 of credit card debt. Clown world. Someone says, girl, I'm 20 and unfortunately I have $5,000 in credit card debt, $10,000 in a car loan. Look at that.
I think car loans aren't too bad.
Chick says, my Capital One max is $500. It's maxed out. I also have $2,400 on Discover card. Girl says, I owe $195,000 in student loans. Yikes. Look at that, guys.
195.
Guys, don't date these chicks that have loans and debt, guys. Because ultimately, just like I said, they're going to expect you to pay it off.
Here I come to save the day.
Clown world.
This is why we tell men to focus on your finance, focus on your purpose, so you don't put yourself into these things. You don't spend, don't focus on women and going out and spending a lot of money, because you'll put yourself in debt. Because if you want to live that Instagram lifestyle, you want to live that lifestyle that a lot of these women want to live, and you're trying to give them that lifestyle, you're going to go into debt, right? Like all these women go into debt trying to live their lifestyle. Focus on your grind, focus on your money, save it up, and when things come up, you can take care of it. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that.